Shop Talk with Mel. How we doing this morning, lovely ladies?
Lovely. Nice and refreshed.
Good. Guess what I'm drinking?
Tea?
Not today.
What?
Not today. I'm not drinking tea. I'm up here like with a shaker knit sweater. I done took it all the way back. You remember those?
Hot cocoa? Yes, I love that sweater too. Hot cocoa?
I'm drinking a V8. Look at the V8. I'm just trying to show these nails off. But let me tell you. Listen. No, I want to tell my people because y'all know I give it to you. The color this summer. Better know it is green.
Money green.
Money green. Let me see your money bag. So if you got, do any of you ladies have anything green on?
Not today. I had it on the other day.
Wait, look, Amber was like, you just not picking green.
No, I almost did my pedicure in green, but then I chose pink instead. But for Easter,
okay,
pastel green. But yeah, green's one of my favorite colors.
I got a green straw.
Yeah.
Not that was intentional. That was the one I grabbed. Yeah, they got a hole in it. That's the worst, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Then you're gonna have to burp a lot because you're inhaling so much air.
Oh, yeah, I better. Oh, I don't like drinking without a straw. This is going to be weird. But I'm going to do it. So how was your week? Anything interesting happen? How about this? Anything funny happen? Did anything funny happen?
Funny?
That's what we need. Funny.
I had some stuff happen, but it's, it's not appropriate. So.
Why isn't it appropriate? It must be about, what is it? About men chat?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all right. Well, I wasn't on last week for my lovely people who tried to find me, but I'm sure you guys had a ton of recorded shows because I kind of got that out there for you. I spoke at the Women's Empowerment Brunch. It was such a great time.
I missed it.
Yes, it was such a great time. It really, really was. I might have to play a little. I have a snippet, like it's like an ad that I can actually play since they got a little bit of footage. I don't know if it was recorded or not, but I was speaking on investing in self. That's big. I'm not gonna do it all here. Because I don't have the time. We only on for 2 hours. We got a whole lot to talk about. But I will say the one thing. If you are listening to the show right now and you have not invested in yourself and have always or not been available to invest in yourself and has always invested in other people. Those people, can you take me? Can you do this? Plan your off day. Can I borrow? Now you already know. Listen here. Don't borrow from the people, then you ain't got to loan them nothing. But you do. You might have those people that don't even care, like, oh, they don't need to borrow. No, bye. Because let me say this, if you loan somebody something, you can loan them out of your life if you want to. Because if they don't pay you back, you be like, oh, that cost me $20, I'm out. But the first step in investing in self is taking $1 out of your purse or mint out of your wallet and write your name or take a check. Write yourself a check. And keep it, hold on to it. And then you'll look at that and be like, okay, I'm going to cash this one day. If you started a business and you have your dollar on there, your name on your dollar, let that be your first dollar spent. And spending at your place. So frame it. But it's really, really important for people to get back into themselves. Get back into yourselves. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what's going on because that's what I'm here for. I got to give you the information, keep you informed. Now, there are jobs out there. Oh, y'all going to trip out on this one. There are jobs out there who are wanting to pay less. Mel, what are you talking about? These people want to pay less. Yes, honey, they want to pay less. So say you're making a certain dollar amount. They want you to negotiate to scale back because the gas prices are so high. Now, who in the world is doing that? Talk to me, ladies.
I mean, on an individual basis, that's weird, but companies have been doing that forever. That's why they, shipping jobs and businesses overseas for cheaper labor. And then using the gas prices as the reasoning seems crazy because gas prices fluctuate so greatly. It seems like a really unstable, not solid reason to, for this move.
It's odd to me. And you know what's odd to me? The people that actually said, okay, I'll take a cut.
Huh?
Right? What?
Wouldn't that be
gave the power away.
A pay raise because of the rising price of gas? You got to keep gas in your car to get back and forth to work. Like, I'm not understanding that. I don't.
Well, a lot of people, I believe that it's because there's not a lot of people working or working for someone else and living somebody else's dream. They're focused on themselves. And it's like, oh, wait, how do we do this? I went to the store and I was talking to the manager and she said they did that already at their store. Matter of fact, this was a Dollar General store. I can actually, I'll keep you informed because it's happening all over, even with the nurses and the pay rate. But what she was saying at the Dollar General store was that she was the manager, the regional manager, and they didn't cut down the dollar amount, they cut down the days. So how can you support your family with 2 days a week?
But that's the danger of part-time work. There's a lot of positions where
watch me.
If the business isn't doing
watch
good,
me.
Cut your hours.
They were full-time.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm like, listen.
Ooh.
They were full-time. And they said,
exit.
Oh, they all did. That's why she was working the store. Because I'm going to ask my questions. I'm like, oh, this is pretty busy in there. It's just you. And then she said it out loud, which was really good because everybody in there, we kind of empathized with her. And it was like, okay, well, let me get my stuff together. Let me make sure I got everything. Let me, people were putting their things back that they, didn't want. I mean, taking it back so that she wouldn't have to because the store was so crowded.
Wow.
And when she said that, and I asked the other question, I said, they cut back the hours. I said, well, if you don't mind me asking, how many hours did they cut back? She said she had to cut them full-time employees back to 2 days in order for the company all over, they're doing it all over, to stay afloat. Wow. And this is bothering. I mean, the whole COVID hurt some people. It hurts some people. Hey, if you want in on this conversation, I don't want to be rude and not allow you to come on in and girl chat with us because we're getting ready to get into it in a minute. Feel free to do so. The phone number here is 619-902-2287, 619-902-2287. And guess what? You can even text. So if you want to just like put it in there or put it out there and don't want to be calling in and they'd be like, oh, I know that was you. You could text and I'll read it without disclosing your name. But yeah, isn't that something?
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, you can kind of, I guess, feel it without knowing what was going on in all of the stores because the few Dollar Generals they got here, the one I go to all the time, they don't never have no help. Be a line of people in one cash register open. I'll be sitting there looking around like, I just seen like 1 or 2 people in the back there stocking. Can we get somebody up here? Now I understand why.
That's why you gotta have some. You want the shelf stock. You don't want them like some of these stores. Now watch this. I remember when they first started the self-checkout. Do you, Amber, use the self-checkout?
Yeah.
Do you, Nick, use the self-checkout?
If the line is too long and ready for checkout, yes.
Okay. I don't. Y'all know why, right?
Yeah. Yes, I know why.
Why?
Because you are taking money from someone's family out of their pocket. So you figure.
And some of these people didn't realize that computer was taking their job.
I don't understand how you couldn't understand that. It's pretty straightforward.
Listen, because the people be lazy.
I mean, it is what it is.
The people
the plus side to that.
Yeah,
plus
but
side to that one.
They didn't want all those people in that line. And I remember when they first started, they were like, "Oh, you could go over there, or you could go over there." I said, "I don't work here," and that was my thing. I don't work here. I refuse. And if I don't have time to stay in the line, I just won't even purchase from your company, because I see that, guess what? Your job is getting ready to be taken. Just like they did with the automated systems. Remember, like the telephone companies and all that, you could talk to them on the phone before the automated came out. And now it's like, nope, they got to automate it. And they used to ask on the phone. I remember working for the telephone company, if during the application process, do you speak Spanish? Are you bilingual? That was like the key, but it was hard to find people who spoke, Spanish. Guess what? They wiped out everybody's job. Press 1 for this, press 2 for this, and they made you do it if you want to talk to somebody. And stuff like that, I was like, stuff like that kind of came back to the forefront of my brain. And I said, oh, look at this. Started with the phone companies and the computers. We saw that in the grocery stores, and we see everybody's like, oh, okay. Here you go. You can self-check. You can check yourself out. Then they were talking about, I can't remember which store, like robots coming in, and like only people will be there to stock the shelves.
Well, Amazon already has robots.
Yes.
So I mean, I don't know. I don't like. Half the time when I go through a person register, they be having a nasty attitude.
Also, they don't want to work.
I'm fine. I would prefer to go through the self-checkout. If the line, because sometimes the self-checkout line gets long. So you gotta, I just go wherever is quickest, and that's all there is to it. This is an example of why you don't aim for the bottom, because you're going to be the first one eliminated.
Facts. I need a big sign. Say facts.
Yeah. So, I prefer self-checkout. When I pay my bills, I hate having to talk to people. I like just having because you can do auto pay. You don't even got to do nothing. You can set up auto pay if you if you got it like that, if you manage your money that well. Even if you don't manage your money that well and you can't do auto pay with your utility bills, you can go through all the prompts. I'd rather do that than talk to somebody on the phone. I guess I'm just...
Your experience has been that bad?
No, I don't like talking to people. Like, I don't know. I guess I feel like when I want to socialize, I want it to be fun and for pleasure, not because I'm trying to handle business.
Oh. What's your thought, Nick?
I'm like on both sides of that. I do the self-checkout for, a lot of times the same way it gets through the line is too long. But when I do go through the checkout, I get somebody with a nasty attitude, baby. If you don't like your job, another one.
See, that's...
With these kids and these drive-thrus and everything else with their attitudes. If you don't like your job, didn't nobody tell you to pick fast food. There's a vast other type of jobs you can go for. Yeah. Go for it.
Now,
your attitude at home. I don't got that to do.
Now, see, that's a customer service issue, and that person needs to be terminated or dropped down to 2 days a week.
Well, okay, can I put a business on blast right now?
Go ahead.
The freaking rallies on Belmont Avenue.
No!
Oh, God, I be so sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm like, let me learn how to make seasoned fries myself, because it's too much. You're doing too much.
Listen, then they don't halfway be at work. Right. And everything else.
Like 3 days. They closed at 4 o'clock. They said, sorry, we closed at 4 because the staff sorted. I'm like, oh.
People don't want to work.
They don't want to work. And that's crazy, because in the same aspect, you have the same folks talking about, I can't find no job. You ain't gonna look for one.
Right, and you know what? It's the same thing. It's a mentality, because it's the same thing with people like, they make us stay in these dirty neighborhoods. No, you dirty. You threw the trash on the ground. The neighborhood is dirty because you is dirty. Can bottle, like. Yeah, right. That's mentality, and I just don't want to be around people. And it's usually the lower class, like, you know, aimed for the bottom, and they reach the bottom, and they have a stank attitude. They don't want to work. They have no customer service. And then I'm supposed to pay? Nah, I'll eat at home.
You say you'll eat at home. Now I'm gonna say this when we're talking about like the food and the trash in the area. You said there's trash everywhere. Clean it up, and somebody has to do it. But it's not always that area. I have seen where people live somewhere else and will come and trash another area.
I see people who are usually walking, who are bus riders, they have cars, and they throw litter out of their window or throw it on the ground as they're walking and think nothing of it. But then, in a different situation, they'll be like, yeah, they make black neighborhoods. They keep us in these bad neighborhoods. No, you making the neighborhood. I'm about to jump on another subject. Talking about, oh, why are the black communities so violent and so violent? You making it violent. You the reason why the community is violent.
I got the old lady church finger up.
Oh,
listen,
go ahead, Nick.
One example of people from other neighborhoods, because you know, Mel, I lived right directly behind the North Side Pool. And in the summertime, I hated it because them kids that don't live in that neighborhood walking up, go across the street to the Dairy Queen, or they would go to the store, getting a little food from, you know, the little such stand at the pool, walking down the street, and the first yard that they putting all that garbage in was mine.
Yep.
Well, that's because you were right there.
Right there, exactly.
Let me ask you this, Nick. Let me ask you this. Was the pool there when you decided to move in?
Yeah, it's been there. But that don't mean they put your garbage in my yard.
Listen. I'm not saying that. But let me say this or that. You knew there was a possibility if you rolled past the neighborhood, because that didn't change. But here's the deal.
I never knew that they were going to do that.
But here, let me say this. What happens if you notice, all you guys up in that area will be out there cleaning it up? Because Northside Pool been there for years. But you had people who were up there and they took pride in their neighborhoods. And that's where Amber's speaking of. It's like we're messing up our own. And when I say we collectively as black people will, and not everybody, will mess up our own neighborhood and then want to move out of our neighborhood to go to leave a beautiful home, go to a suburban neighborhood, clean up where you can only cut your grass on Tuesday. You know what I mean? Everybody, we cut our grass on Tuesday. All right, everybody got to cut their grass on Tuesday. But you'll treat that area right, and you living in a piece of crap just to say you live there.
Because it's a mentality. And then they be like, why don't they want no black folks in our neighborhood? Because look how you act. Look how you get
You threw your Dairy Queen down.
Listen, when I lived in Georgia, in Columbus, Georgia, even the nice neighborhood, the nice developments, beautiful homes and everything that were full of black people, you knew black people lived there.
Why?
That ghetto mentality with some of them. And you ride through the neighborhoods, you be like, "Ooh, this is a beautiful house, but listen, I'm gonna keep 100. Live there." I will always say that. You can tell.
Are you able to say when a Hispanic person lives in the neighborhood? Are you able to tell the difference?
Listen.
Wait. Let's do this for the heck of it. I want each of you to name me one thing in a black neighborhood that you expect to see. That you know. What stands out that you know what neighborhood you were in?
Like cars double parked, like blocking the street. You know, you got two cars either side by side or opposite direction, and they're just blocking the whole street, and you gotta wait for them to move.
Finish your conversation. Yeah, that's something. Yeah. Go ahead, Nick. What you got?
The street, yeah.
What you got?
Baby, you can smell the grill sparking.
Okay. All right. Now let's go with Hispanic.
Child,
how you want to go? You want to go first, Nick? Only one thing. Go ahead, Amber.
The music, their ethnic music, they bump that. Like, they bump it.
Okay, go ahead, Nick. What you got?
There's usually 10 cars per house. I live in a Hispanic neighborhood. 10 cars per house. You'd be like, damn, how many people live here?
All right, a Chinese neighborhood or Asian neighborhood. Let me use the right term.
With that one, it's kind of hard.
Is it?
Koreans live. They got their own little apartment complex. There's two of them. One that way from me. So because the writing, they everything ain't nothing English.
They vandalizing the buildings in their neighborhood.
No. The signs for their apartment buildings and things like that is in their language. Period. Point blank. So that's how you know.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay. You want to know?
The street signs are all because
You want to know? You want to know how I know?
How?
For us, the blinds be broke and they won't fix it. That's a pet peeve of mine. I'm like,
did you know broken windows bring down property values? It's been scientifically proven.
I believe that wholeheartedly, especially like when you got blinds and certain neighborhoods you go through and they have to have certain color blinds, and it looks great.
Yes, it do.
But the broken ones drive me nuts. You know, you got your pet that's up in the window acting up. Just go ahead and just buy another blind. You know what I mean?
Or don't buy blinds because they
get a shade.
Curtains. Yeah.
Get a shade.
They're not good for the
I see shades sometimes where they get ripped and everything too and be flopped all over to the side.
That's from the 70s. That shade is from the 70s. Like we just ain't gonna change them. They probably like Manila.
They got dry rot.
Yeah, right. Now the other one, as far as like Hispanics, all the colored flowers or somebody's house is painted orange.
Very colorful. That's another thing. Yes, very bright pinks and oranges and things like that. Yeah.
And for my Asian people, how I know I'm in an Asian neighborhood, I ain't seen one pet, one stray. I'm being honest. If you have, let me know. I be like, oh, I don't see a stray. Like, and you know, in the black neighborhood, you see a Rottweiler walking. You know what I mean?
That they do be walking and, oh, they got a doggy. I wonder how long that doggy gonna last.
You crazy. I have not seen a stray pet. I ain't seen. Matter of fact, I ain't seen none on the porch. I just see green grass.
In one neighborhood with the Korean street signs, I'd be like, dang, how I know what street? If it wasn't for the GPS, I wouldn't know what street to turn on.
Well,
you know what? I was in South Florida. It was like that, and I did not like it at all. I did not like that. I said no.
Right.
I like, you are in America. It needs to be for everyone. So you can have it too. You can have two signs, one in English and one in another language. But you need to have one in English. I didn't like that mess at all.
Yeah, I'm like, now when you doing something like the rideshare thing, that's kind of confusing because it's like, I rely on looking at street signs and stuff too. Yes, that's my third job, y'all. But anyway, got to keep multiple streams of income no matter how I got to get it.
But go ahead.
It's like, how in the world am I supposed to know where I'm going? Because my GPS is saying this. Sometimes GPS can throw you off and be wrong. And I'm looking at the street sign and it looks like it's saying, no, I can't do that.
And see, you know what? I'm with Amber on that because even when I dial, you know, and I need some help, a customer service rep, and they said, why is press 1 for a foreign language?
English, and you get somebody from...
It's no. What I'm talking about is... It says, like, for Spanish, press 1. And so I got to wait for these prompts, and then until we get to English. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. What's really going on? So I feel you, both of you guys. It's like, no, this needs to be this and then add that. Mm-hmm. But when we're in America, we can't even read the signs.
Right, exactly.
Are we still in America?
That's how I felt, and I didn't like that at all. And people act like, that's ridiculous or whatever, but it's really not. Y'all remember a couple years ago when Texas was trying to secede?
Why don't we talk about my state? Why you talk about my state?
Well, tell us, Nick. What's up with that? I think you need a meeting with Congress.
Restaurants around me, everything is Mexican. I'm like, where the soul food at? I be having to ask people like, where the soul food at? The soul food restaurants, and Google it, because it's like everything around me, even like the simplest McDonald's and stuff like that, all run by the Mexicans, right? Because we're right by the border.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to look at the population in the community. And that's, even if you have a business, I am not mad at them. If you have a business, it's like, okay, well, what's winning right now?
Right. And it's like, and they look at you like you invaded. Baby, this is still the United States. Take your behind and walk across the street.
Oh, you sounded like some forefather.
No, I'm saying
it's gotta be for real, yeah.
I'm friends with a little Mexican girl. She's the sweetest person ever. But what I'm saying is, the ones that have that attitude, like we don't belong.
Well, that's what you constantly hear. And unfortunately, if we don't wake up, that's where it's going to be, because that's where we've been trying to go. Would you say, Amber?
That's what we're moving towards. It's already happening.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's why it's important for us to know our history, know American history, and take pride in our history, that, the contributions to Africa, that the foundational Black Americans or descendants of American slavery have made to this country. Because, these other minority populations have that attitude. Like, they're really confused.
Man, listen, let me tell you how confused. I took it personally. Welcome one, welcome all. I welcome everybody. But why are you adapting to our holidays? I need you to be open. I'm sitting there like, now, I went to go get something, and I'm like, why you closed? Like, still celebrate your holidays. I'm going to need you to be open because I need some services. They talking about they going to be closed on Christmas. You know what I mean? All these holidays, I need somebody to be open so that I can get what I need done. I said, They taking the whole time off. Like when that Christmas to New Year, that Christmas to New Year's holiday. Why are you off the whole week?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Before people used to be working. They used to work. They out there to get their money. Now they're like, no, we close. You late 5 minutes, you get canceled. Like, I was like, no. I want you to be here, but I don't want you to get accustomed to our holidays. Keep your holidays. Now, keep your holidays and we'll be fine. No, go ahead. What you got?
They're federal holidays, though, so if they want to observe them, and then if they're an employer working in America, they do have to offer their employees certain days off.
I understand, but do you remember at the beginning they didn't? They was there. Did you see National Lampoon's Christmas? Or what? Yeah, Christmas holiday. They was able to go to a restaurant. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, oh man, I thought y'all was out here for the money. How can we make the money? Just like Nick said out there in Texas. I would think, and us being so commercial as people, as Americans, I would think, Texas, okay, cowboy music, country music, cowboy hats and boots all the time. That's what I would expect to see.
That too, even amongst the Black people, because we went out last weekend and because
I wear my cowboy boots and cowboy hat. Right. But here's my point that I'm making. She said that they had a McDonald's. That's who's owning a McDonald's, right? Now, I ain't mad. But speaking of McDonald's, I go into one of the places. I was grateful this week because it was open on a Sunday. So I cheated on my eyebrow girl, right? Girl, bye. I bet I won't do that no more. So I asked for, you look, they be on the screen. Like when you go into the salon, you pick a number 1, 2. Remember back in the day, you used to be able to do that? Well, these eyebrows, they had me pick a number. I picked a number 2. She thought I was talking about the double cheeseburger at McDonald's. I left out there. That's what they still kind of up. I had the golden arches. Let me zoom in. See? So, Nick, you deserve it. .com. I cheated on you and I left looking like 50 billion served.
Oh, boy.
It was terrible.
Like you was asking a permanent question?
Let me tell y'all, though. Let me tell you what happened. So I looked. I was like, oh, good. Look, they're open. So I was happy. They were open on Sunday. So my people, my Asians, I go in there. And the girl was doing my eyebrows. Now, as she's doing my eyebrows, she's talking. Ooh. And I see it. Oh, I got them threaded. It hurt like heck. But as she's talking, she was like, yeah, I just graduated. Hold on, we already popping, right? with this thread. She was like, yeah, I just graduated. I said, I'm so happy you guys are open on Sunday. She was like, yeah, the new grads, we have to, we got to work on Sunday. All I thought about was barbershop. You remember when that guy was by the door? The nephew or whoever was by the door, he had just got his license.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I left out of there like this. I mean, and it was so dark, like steak fries and steak fried arches. Let me tell you, I talked to my grandson, right, on FaceTime. Why did Santana looked at me and then he was like, he's only what? He looked at me and then he like backed out and looked at the screen. I was screaming so hard. My daughter was laughing. It was the funniest thing. I said, I got to get this off because she put the 10 on. So it's like,
I want that though.
But you don't want the golden arches. You don't want the number 2 value meal. I just want the number 2. It looked really good. Mm-hmm. So the moral of the story is, when you try something new, don't have nowhere to go. That's it. Don't have nowhere to go. When you try somebody new, somebody's services, I give anybody a shot. But get their background too. If you have somewhere to go ahead and ask the questions first. Don't show out. Don't start nothing new when you got somewhere to go.
Somebody new last weekend. Well, they were new, but they wasn't new because they're from my hometown, and I forgot that they lived this area, and I didn't know that they did.
Were they new with their skill? Is what I'm saying.
Oh, she's been doing this for years.
Okay, so you like her work?
Yes, I was very satisfied. I said, yes, the hometown advantage. There we go.
Now that's great. I let my daughter do my makeup. First stroke. I was like, nah, we out. I'm going on a photo shoot. But this is what I did. She can do her makeup beautiful, but some people can do themselves well. And you'd be like, okay, do mine just like you, but they can't do somebody else. Or they do someone else like them, but you're not them and it just doesn't look the same.
Right. I have a cousin like that. When it comes to braiding hair, she can braid her hair beautifully and do certain things. But if you ask her to do yours, she's like, I can't do it.
At least she tell you. I was about to get the sound effect shot expired. I thought that's where you was going. Like, she can't braid.
No, I mean, I'm actually that person.
Are you? You can do yourself really well and can't do other people?
Well, no, I do myself and like my kid, but people start asking. It's like that's not a livelihood. You know what I'm saying? It's not a side hustle. It's hard on your hands. It's a lot of work. It's hard on your back. No, it is. It is hard on your back. It is hard on your back. You are so right. Yeah. And so, how do you tell somebody no? No, it's completely complete sense.
It is, and you know I'll say that.
Yeah, Amber, yeah, you can say Amber.
I'll tell you that one, and you are right. It is a
listen, for the listening lovely listening audience and those watching us, if you don't know these two, I'm gonna tell you. Just don't hold the meter. You look like you get ready to ask a question now.
Now here's the thing though. Here's the thing. So if you give a compliment and then that looks, it could seem like a compliment to you if they ask, hey, can you do mine? Do you give them an explanation after? That's quiet. I'm going to a viewer right now. Hold on. Let's see what the viewer. No. Okay.
Everybody said no.
Everybody says so. We in agreement.
Yeah, I mean I think okay. So for locks, it's like a lock install is even more tedious than just like a refresh or a retighten. I mean that I just feel like, especially I guess if you're not familiar, okay, that's like asking somebody to do a whole head of micro braids. It's like, where do they do that at? Like
at the salon.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole lot of work. That's a whole lot of work.
Are you willing to pay? That's the thing. And see,
somebody asks you to do it, they either thinking you gonna do it for free as a favor as a friend, or they gonna pay you pennies.
Exactly.
Nah, baby, you gonna pay me the same thing you would pay if you did shit.
Now, what is this is a serious question. So we know back in the day, somebody come and you'll be like, oh, okay, can you do my hair? And then you're like, all right, and you plan your day. They come over there, they have all their hair, and then they tell you, can I pay you the rest next week? What's your response and relationship with that individual after that occurs? And listening audience, I want you guys to tell me what you think. Engage. The phone number here is 619-902-2287. Please engage. Jean, I see you. Chrissy, Cherie, love you guys.
Listen, that happened one time when
I was
braiding hair.
What's your relationship? But go ahead, so you can share your story.
We were friends. I did hair, and of course it wasn't until after I braided the hair. Oh, I'll get paid too if I can. Okay.
Was that after you braided the hair?
After I braided the hair.
It's always after.
So
I have to stop them for my money.
So do you ask for them to pay now? Like, what do you do in cases as such?
I put it this way: they got cut off from braid services.
Exactly, because there's nothing
you can do. Because I didn't have that problem out of any of my other clients whose hair that I used to braid. They knew. Get my hair braided, know how much I was charging, and they had my money. I didn't have to worry about it. That person, that was the first and the last time I braided their hair. Love you, baby, but I can't do your hair no more because I shouldn't have had to stop you. You should have had your money when you came and sat your behind in my chair at my mama's house.
Yep.
Oh, well, did your mother charge you booth rent?
No, she didn't.
So, what's your thought, Amber?
I'm incomplete. I feel like in the moment there's nothing to do. Like if they ain't got it, they ain't got it. You already done did her hair, so it just, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those, you chalk it up as a loss and keep pushing, but it's a one and done. Never again.
Yep, and it was a one and done after I stopped the hell out of her to get my money.
Now you know what I would have did, right?
Took the hair out.
Yeah, I'd have still been out. I'd still been there.
That's petty times 1,000.
Listen, time already wasted, and guess what? I braid from the front to the crown. You can have it hanging over the back. Look, don't swing it, don't throw it up because it ain't done in the back.
Pay you my money, then I'll
finish the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, to me that is so rude. Not what I said I do. What's rude is if somebody is expecting that money, they planned that time, they know the time it is, so clearly they're like, okay, I'm expecting this, this amount of money. You don't do that to somebody.
Yeah, because depending on how the hairstyle, the size of the braids and everything, sometimes.
But you're expecting that. You're expecting that.
Exactly. That's what I'm like.
My whole entire day gone for nothing.
Okay, wait a minute. Go ahead, Amber. I want to hear what you have to say.
That's it. What you said to be taking up, like, depending on the style and the intricate of 12 hours. Yes, exactly. I mean, hours and hours. And it's just like, it ain't even about the money. Because, like you said, be petty. It's like, it ain't even worth my hourly, my normal, for my job, my real job. Like, and then when you done, 12 hours later, your back hurt, your hand hurt, you got a headache. It ain't even worth it. No, thank you.
Right.
Fingers all cramped up.
All cramped up.
They really do, man. You sitting there, feet, if you're sitting down, feet swole, just from sitting.
Feeling like Fred Sanford.
But you know what? And most braiders, they probably, the ones that I know, especially when we were younger, they had children. So they're taking time away from their child to make this money for you to be like, can I pay you next week? Absolutely not.
Right. So there's a comedian on YouTube. Her name is, I think it's Asha Bernie, and she has a skit about going to somebody's house to get their hair braided.
Oh, so you thinking about it?
Yes, and it was pretty much. But she's hilarious. But yeah, it ain't worth it. No, it's just a no.
It's just a no for you.
It's just a no, Yeah.
In the words of Randy Jackson, it's a no for me, dog.
Right. Mr. Penny said, "Time is money."
Yes.
Yes, definitely is.
Baby, how you doing?
Definitely is. Now you acting like you on Facebook Live. We doing a live show. Okay, live show. All right. So we said we was going to get into some girl chat.
Yes.
So, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
All right, listen, get your little kids out the room if they're here, because we about to talk and keep it 100. And
so
I don't...
School the men that's listening. Men, if you listening and watching, we might be schooling one.
Listen, and I got some men too that need to school us. And that's the truth. Because we got to keep it 100 across the board. You know what I mean? And we understand it is Women's Month. So, yay. That's why I was like, no, we got to do this. We got to hurry up and get this in. Let me just go ahead to the punchline. How do you tell someone that you don't enjoy them or you did not enjoy them during intimacy? I'm trying to get the little people out.
It's like you said it.
How do you say that, though? And you call...
Okay, because most of the times dudes be like, was it good? Like, are you good? How you feeling? Just be like, that's the perfect opening. Just tell them, like, nah, bruh.
Yeah. Do you think that's safe?
Yeah, it's safe. It's best. If you actually want to have a fulfilling sex life, you have to communicate. And if you have a partner that can't take criticism, you don't need to keep...
And you don't need to be with them.
No way.
Where my fellas at? Like, I need to put them on speed dial. You would just say it just like that, or just like, don't call them back.
I keep it 100 for sure, because I personally believe that good sex is based on communication and being honest. And there's no point in you pretending you're satisfied when you're not. And more than likely, the dude actually wants to satisfy you. And you can't. I think it's very unreasonable when women think that men are supposed to read their minds and supposed to know what they like and what speed and how much pressure and all that stuff. Okay, they're not mind readers, so a little direction and encouragement is not a bad thing.
Oh, okay. Now, what show was that? It was some movie where they said she like a military. What movie was that? I can't remember which one. They were talking about him and his girl's sex life, and I bet you she has sex and she sounds like she in some type of, in the military. Left, right. I can't remember what show I saw it on. But I was like, that's interesting. And you said men aren't mind readers. But then you have those who feel like if you're really into me, you'll pay attention to me. What's your thoughts on that? To know what I like.
Okay, so is this the first encounter or multiple encounters later?
It's just your dude, regardless.
I feel like if it's your first time, I feel like it's usually just a little bit awkward. And you're still getting to know each other on a sexual level, so I think that's okay. Like, I don't see nothing wrong with that. If it's somebody you've been dealing with for a long time.
No, probably not. Probably not if it's whack. We know that.
Hello.
Because you seen Cherie got the run. She got the little running people going. In the comments. I'm like.
People walk through that was whack. You've been avoiding me. I've been busy.
Yeah.
It's a no for me, dog.
You were just telling what?
Because some of them need to be humbled. You know what I'm saying? With the truth. Because, the truth will set you free. Because sometimes.
This Amber show, y'all. This Amber show. Go ahead.
They need to be humbled. And then sometimes nothing will cut like the truth. You know what I'm saying?
You trying to cut them down?
If they need to get cut down, I cut them down.
Listen, exactly. And I done had a couple of them that want to shoot because they feelings be hurt, they be butt hurt. You ain't all that neither, baby. That wasn't how you was acting.
Now, what is that about? What is that about?
That wasn't how you was acting. I was doing something that you wasn't.
So that's the rebuttal, or you a hoe. That's the one.
Yeah, or you a hoe. Yeah, that's the right. And that's not cool because if you're asking a question or don't come bragging to me. Yeah, I know I beat that up and this and that. I know that.
Well, okay. Oh, Lord. Okay. Because that might be the man's dealing with.
Wait a minute, y'all got to talk one at a time because I can't hear both of you. Go ahead.
I would tell them, you ain't beat nothing up but your pride. Like, and then that's when you a hoe, you ain't this, you. And I'd be like, boy, whatever. I was like, I have several that beg to differ from your opinion. But anyway, just out of that, listen. I had to tell somebody, baby, stop biting me. I'm not your dinner. My nipples were sore. And the thing is, the last time that I was with, and it had to be the last time I was with this certain person. And it was like, I had been messing with this person off and on since they were in college. Not that one, though. A different person that I was dealing with. Mind-blowing, okay? Mind-blowing every single time. Central and everything when he was younger. Get older and want to get adventurous is stupid. But I was like, boy, if you one more time, I'm going to punch you in the side of your head.
Wait a minute.
What happened?
He wanted to get adventurous when he got older.
That was 2021. What happened to that?
Oh, my goodness.
Who told you to get adventurous and want to bite somebody?
Well, wait a minute though. Wait, maybe that's what the new people in his life is into.
Right, some people's into that. And I feel like it's okay if like
nipple, not chop. Like you trying to take the whole nipple off, boy. You bite me. Boy, you bite me like that again. I'll punch you in the side of your head. What's wrong with you?
Oh, just so violent. You're so violent. Yes.
It hurt.
He bit you first, huh? He bit you first.
Okay, so I can relate because I did have a guy bite me hard on my thigh, and I popped him like a child. Like, I was like,
What?
I was like, ow!
What?
He got put out that get up, get dressed, don't even wash your ass, get dressed and get out. Sorry, y'all. This is the lady talk. Get out. I put him out. Put him out. Put him out. What I doing? I'm too old. I'm in my 40s, bro. What is you doing?
Now, what's sad is that usually if you've been with somebody, you've been with your mate, and then all of a sudden, they enter into the room with a new trick. We tend to feel like you did that on somebody else. True or false?
Yes.
If they're introducing something else to the bedroom, you say yes. What about you, Amber?
I'll be like, where did you get that from? But,
That's a turn off.
Okay. But no, it's just a question because you do have to realize that they're trying to, and it's not always that they're cheating on you and learning from somebody else. They might have read a book, there's videos, they're watching a porno, and they're trying to keep your sex life fresh. So, ladies, we can't always jump defensive and think that they're cheating because 95% I'm gonna be nice and say 99% of the time they are not. It's something that they are trying to keep the relationship fresh, keep that keep that element of surprise and keep you wanting more and keep you engaged. So, ladies, we do tend to, and I'm gonna say we because I've been guilty of it. We do tend to think that they've been with somebody else and they have not been. But then, like I said, 99% of the time.
Yeah, because you asked the question right in the middle, talking about where you learn that at. Well, that'll change the mood.
Right.
Yeah.
Or have them thinking like, oops, this wrong person.
Exactly.
Right. I think that, it's, especially if it's something, it depends on like how out there it is from like what you all normally do. But doing a little, what is it, like a forewarning, like, oh, I'm going to try something new. And yeah, then they're literally telling you that, they're just trying to experiment. So
you do have guys, and I'm only speaking on what they tell me. When you do have guys who have learned something from another female, they enjoyed it, and they want to have sex with you or want to be with you, and it might have been an ex, and they want to try that. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because
just don't tell her me and my ex tried this.
Because I feel like that's common sense. How else are you gonna know stuff? How else are you gonna learn something if you didn't already and then tried it with somebody else? So, you know what I'm saying? It seems like, well, obviously.
Some people haven't, but they're more comfortable with certain people.
Something.
Yeah.
Don't try with me. If that's your first time, try with me. Don't try with the ex. Because you all both forget that.
Like I said, you see what happened when I let that girl try my eyebrows. I'm going to need you to master that. I'm going to need 10,000 hours.
We can master it together. If this is your first time trying it and we together, we going to master it together. You ain't trying it with nobody else. You going to get perfect with me.
Okay.
If y'all in a relationship, yeah, of course.
Oh, if there's somebody that you just, that sneaky link, then yeah, go and try with that person. Let me know how it worked out for you. Then come back with you perfect.
Now, if there's something just like with, what your example was, Nick, when you were saying, we cool right now. Don't come getting all adventurous with me.
Yeah, especially if you ain't good at it.
What they might be good, from some people, because some people like that. They like their nipples like bit off almost.
Yeah.
Child, listen, I felt like I needed some stitches afterwards. That wasn't cool.
But you remember that story where the guy, they were intimate and he was upset with his girl and he bit her little man in the boat off.
No.
I think I remember that story. That's okay. So okay. Sorry, PSA moment. There ain't no way that was the first red flag. There was all kinds of red flags that young lady probably missed. That man, it was abusive, narcissist, controlling psychopath. Like, you have to really have some mental health issues to do that to another human being.
But some people, maybe it was an accident. Maybe dude that like almost bit her nipples off. Some people like it rough. Just like some people like being choked. And then, oops, I accidentally killed her.
Yeah, I know. It's just so exciting when you in the moment you get ready to get and they choke you. You better not keep your hands from around my neck. That's all I'm telling you.
I can so imagine her saying that. Like, oh no, we ain't doing that.
I had to tell somebody, listen, that will turn into a fight. Please, I don't like to be choked. Don't do that.
Right, and
and of course, they were like, okay, cool, I thought you would be into it. No, I ain't into that, bro. I like to breathe when I'm having sex. I don't want to be passed out.
And okay, so I don't like being choked either. Light choke is okay, but light choke.
Nah, baby. You ain't choking no more.
This goes back to my point of communication. Like, why would you expect him to know that? You got to communicate what you like and what you don't like, and they need to communicate what they like and what they don't like. And that's all.
Easier said than done.
Like you said, it comes down to communication. Have that conversation first, especially if it's somebody that you're really into. Have that conversation first. Explore, let that person know your likes, your dislikes. encourage them to let you know the same thing. They're like, that's what we really need in order to have a nice, healthy sex life with your partner. And then try not to be learn how to take constructive criticism with your partner. If it's something that they don't like or something that they weren't feeling, make sure you let that person know, and then you be receptive of it, period. I mean, we can't just always jump defensive because maybe they're not coming at you the wrong way or not meaning for it to come out like that. They're just, again, trying to make sure that you have the best sex life possible so that you ain't stepping out and they're not stepping out.
Now, you are on it. And I'm going to say that because you have a lot of married couples where men get prostitutes because they're what their wife won't do. And or it's like, well, why did you cheat? You didn't cheat with her. Well, I don't want you to do that. I expect her to do that. You're my wife and I just want to keep you just my precious little porcelain doll sitting right here on the shelf. And I don't want that from you because there are men that don't want that from their wife, but they want it done. Certain acts done.
Right.
Speak to that.
Yeah.
Listen.
Go ahead, Amber. Let Amber speak to that, and then Nick, you come in. What do you say to that?
I feel like a little bit out of depth because I feel like it's very specific to men, and I think men approach sex very differently than women do. And
from a woman's perspective, though.
From a woman's perspective,
yeah.
To me, if a guy has that kind of a logic, it's like, ooh, run, ladies, run. It's over. It just sounds super unhealthy, abusive, manipulative. Like you.
That's a lot.
Certain things, but I want to do other things with another woman because I have.
Well, they don't tell you that it's another woman. It's just like they're just out there, and you in the house don't know.
Well, they're a cheater. I mean, they're a cheater, and that's just some cheating logic, some cheater's logic. Like a thief's logic or a criminal's logic. They can always wrap things around and twist things to make sense in their own mind to justify their actions. But I mean, it's you still just a trifling, cheating dog. That's all there is to it.
Okay, what's your thoughts on that, Nick? What would you say to the spouse who don't want to try new things?
You about to get left. I mean,
exactly.
Because as a woman, if you are sexually frustrated, if you've ever been in a situation where you are sexually frustrated with your partner, you know how quick you about to be like, you know what, you can get cut. On to the next one. Thank you, next. Like, this ain't you.
She said she got them from the 10 you out.
So how come it's okay for you to feel like that as a woman, but it's not okay for your man, not just your man, but your husband to feel like that? You need to be making sure, especially, not even your boyfriend or whatever, your man, whatever, but your husband. You think it's your responsibility to satisfy your husband.
Hold that thought. We have viewers that said black men don't cheat. Boy, you about to start another fight.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I guess we want to get into it right now.
Black men don't cheat my rock. They all cheat. But anyway. So I would say right there, trying something different. That we could try anything, but I ain't licking your ass. Excuse. It's like and
that's respectful. I mean.
So if you find somebody, that better be the only thing she do is lick your ass and tell me about it so I can laugh at her. But I tried this about anything, but you ain't putting it in my butt, and I'm not licking your butt. Now, if you want to lick mine, that's difficult.
So when do you have that conversation?
We need to have that at the very beginning.
On the first date?
Girl, been there, done that. This is what I will do. I'm freaky. I'll try a certain thing. But baby, I have limits to what I will try. So if you were that freak nasty, let me know now so we can just be friends. Because certain things I just will not
you're just not doing. Now
just not. No.
Okay. So and you guys don't have to give me your personals. But what's your thought on After Henny, you see it. That's a comment for the listening audience. I'm looking at the comments down here. Hilarious. So you're not into salad tossing. For those who are just joining in and may not know the terms that we use, salad tossing is licking the area. And I already have it where
the anal
area. The anal area, yeah. And you're like, no way. You're not doing that for him.
No, I don't like it done to me. I was in a relationship with a guy that's all he liked to do. And I used to tell him, I don't like that. I mean, I really don't. I don't.
Did he want to kiss you after?
Huh?
Did he want to kiss after?
Yeah. Boy, if you don't get away from me, go brush your teeth. Gargle, please. I mean, I just
checked out. I just checked out.
And listen, because before sex, I make sure I get in there and get all the areas real good. I mean, you do it anyway, but you really want to when you get in it. But yes, I washed my ass before we had sex. But I still don't. Then you lick it, just tossing my cell this thinking you gonna put your tongue down my throat. Right, that ain't.
You eat chitlins, Nick? Nick, do you eat chitlins?
No. I don't do booty noodles. I hate booty noodles.
She ain't no pork chicken chitlins.
I don't care how well you clean them, they still smell like booty noodles. So therefore, I don't want no.
Throw some hot sauce on them. Throw some hot sauce on them. Throw an onion and some hot sauce in it.
You put lemon in. I don't care what you put in there.
Wait a minute, people put lemon in their chitlins?
I don't know. Listen, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
I don't care what you put in there.
Okay.
It smell like the poop chute.
And you don't want no parts.
I don't want no parts. I don't eat no booty.
So,
I don't eat no tongue. I don't eat no feet. I don't eat no tail. And I don't eat no scrotum.
I thought you said you was a freak.
No, I'm talking about food.
Thank you.
All right, did she say?
We're conservative right now.
No, I'm talking about food.
Stuff, you know.
I'm talking about the food.
You are the food. Oh, okay. Listen, I'm like, hey, listen. Today on Shop Talk, listen, we are inviting you in the living room because this how it goes down. Open it up to the world.
I sure do. Because that's with my mates.
Okay, so you've already eliminated that. Eliminated a lot by what you said you were going to do the first date. So you eliminated a lot. Just like men who have an issue with their woman making more money than them. They eliminated a lot of women.
I eliminated the tossing of the salad.
You ain't eliminate that else.
I'm not tossing no salad, and I ain't bro. No, if you want to suck my toes, that's fine. My feet are sensitive, but I'm not sucking yours. That's it. That's all. Because some dudes got them nasty crawdads, and you be like, "You want me to put that in my mouth, please, boy, bye." But yeah, like that. It's funny. Yeah. I want to get there without telling all my business.
Yeah, you ain't got to tell because you see, tell it all. You see, we out here. Look, y'all got to come kick it on the front porch.
Yeah, exactly.
Kick it in the living room. This ain't going on the front porch because you know Miss Bernice will be in it. You hear me? Miss Bernice will be in it. They ain't on the front porch.
Listen, I know our a mutual friend still calls me PA.
Okay. Oh, you out here like Ludacris with the area code. What's PA? The 214? What's PA?
724. You 412, but then
there we go.
Pittsburgh is 412.
I know you ain't out there like Luda. You hear her talking? They just calling you the whole state.
When he talked to one of his relatives that I'm friends with, PA, and then she said every time she mentioned my name, I talk to your girl. Ooh, PA, and then he get a smile on his face. Okay,
PA, did you have a smile on your face?
Huh?
Did you have a smile on your face?
All the time.
Oh, well then, okay. Sound like a
30
good
years
time.
later, still.
Okay, is that the one you was like, don't come here with no new adventures?
Oh, no. Not that one.
Now, here's the thing, and having this adult conversation. Amber said that you should have that conversation at the beginning or tell him if you're not satisfied. No, she said, Nick said you should have a conversation at the beginning.
In the beginning, right.
Nick said, grade him. Not Nick, Amber said, grade him.
I mean, if you don't like it, if they ask, especially if they ask you, and I think most men will ask you. And I would also say most men know when they, wasn't,
Really? Because there's some guys that be asking in the process.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. And if they ask at any point in time, either at the end or during the process, then yeah, answer honestly. And I'm not saying just be like no, because just like when you're a teacher, okay, that's not good instruction. You need to redirect them, give them some guidance. Okay, don't just say no. We'll just
When
say,
the audience said, boy, figure it out.
Right. It'll just say figure it out. Give them some guidance and direction. Help them get to where they need to go.
Help them where you want that spot.
So you don't think that that's too aggressive?
Some men feel that way.
Wait, what did you say?
I guess I'm aggressive. I don't know. I don't think that's too. I would say I would avoid bringing up any sexual conversation on a first date, and honestly try to wait as long as possible to broach the sex subject, just so you're not forming a relationship based on a sexual connection. But when you get to that point, or you're ready to take it to that point, I'm all for just letting things develop organically. And if he is asking in the process, or if he is asking at the end, be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nick said have that conversation at the beginning. But if a male has that conversation at the beginning, will you judge him?
Yes, 100%. He'll get cut.
Okay. But if we ask, you don't think he's judging us?
I think they are. Because men judge women. And they'll be like, oh, and put you in categories and stuff.
Sure,
A lot of times these dudes will be like, they'll tell you to your face, I'm confused. I'm not sure. I don't know. Da-da-da-da. When the reality is, in their mind or in their heart, they don't put you in whatever category they done put you in. That's why you don't give men time. They don't deserve it. They don't need it. So.
What? Well, you up here aggressive. No, I'm not giving you time. Hurry up. I'm going to tell you right now. No is a complete sentence. How did I do? You need to work on A, B, C, and D. You going to grade the paper. Amber, you going to grade the paper. Let me see.
No, if there's good things.
Here's the survey.
It's a survey. I'm just saying, there's good, if there was stuff they did good, okay, say, I like this or I like that, you know what I'm saying? Or like Nick was saying, I don't like that. I'm not comfortable with that. So you say that, but yeah, dudes be knowing, that they know when they found the one. When they do, they don't be playing. They'll be on it. Like, if you're confused how he feels about you, that's your answer.
Right. Yeah. That's how he feel about you.
Yep.
Look.
Not like, oh, well, he needs time. We have to get to know each other. No, boo-boo. They don't need time. They don't need no time.
Nope, sure don't. Because a lot of times they know right at the very beginning.
The very beginning.
So, from a female's perspective, how much is too much time invested?
Years.
Exclusive? To be exclusive, or when you be...
to be exclusive, to know what he wants to do.
A year or two. A year, max.
A year?
That's max. 6 months, 8 months, you should be getting hints and,
Now let's talk about these hints. Because some of these hints really don't be hints. It's just a conversation.
Mm.
So does she put out hints and just wear white on every date? Like,
No, I think that's when you have to have an internal cutoff, right?
okay.
Because you don't want to put pressure on the relationship. You don't want to pressure him. But once you and this is internal, so if you keep it to yourself, you don't tell him, because now he's just stepping fetching, right? He's just doing whatever needs to be done to keep you around. That don't really mean that's what he wants to do. And then once you get to the time limit, your internal time limit, for some women it's 6 months, for some women it's 2 years, for some women it's
2
5
years.
Whatever. You set your time limit of how much you're going to give this man. And once you get to that time limit, walk. No explanation, not just leave.
So the time limit should be set at the beginning, day one.
Yeah, and it needs to be with yourself. It's not a conversation to have with him. It's you. So that you don't end up wasting your time, because I really believe a woman's greatest asset is her time. Our time is precious.
Yeah, it sure is.
Uh-huh.
As people, because you can't get it back. So did I waste it or no?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And
But
you don't want to end up feeling like you wasted time.
Now you have, what is Steve Harvey's, what was his thing, the 90-day rule?
Yeah, that 90-day rule.
What's your thoughts on that, Nick?
I don't know what it is. What is it?
The listening audience, she just had a blank stare. Look, since we still dealing with the COVID, so we're not.
If I'm feeling you, you feeling me, we trying to establish a relationship, I want that. Listen. I've been conservative, and I've waited a couple months, and then I was just a hoe. And like a couple hours later, come on, we have to go. Yeah, especially if I'm aroused like that. If I'm not aroused, you know.
Oh, he automatically in this friend zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
But and then some of them I just really was into that relationship, wanting to get to know that person. So I was like, I don't want to put everything out there right there. But then some of them I was just like, listen, bro, let's go. And I've made the right decision every single time.
Okay. Go ahead, Amber. You want to go to the viewers?
Okay, so one viewer said, right, if he don't wear his seatbelt, he already going to be breaking rules, TF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but so Steve Harvey said wait 90 days?
Yeah, wait 90 days before you have sex.
Think like a man.
Think like a man book.
The 90-day rule.
Act like a lady, think like a man. That 90-day rule.
I don't know, because I do support women empowerment and women's sexual liberation. So I feel like the 90-day rule is because women are overvaluing sex. And if you're
this generation don't, yeah, okay, because they don't.
You're able to have a sexual connection, interaction, and not get catch feelings, then do you. Live your life.
Okay.
Because that's what men do, and that's actually moving like a man. So I'm with Nick. Like, no, and I think that as women, a part of women, having a voice and having a presence and being seen as multidimensional people is acknowledging that we have sexual desires and urges, and we enjoy sex just as much, if not more, than men do. So, if you're trying to get your rocks off, do you. But the 90-day rule is if you're like, you have a problem with catching feelings before prematurely.
Now, here's the thing, and you're right on that one. 90-day rules. By the time 90 days come, it don't matter if he's good or bad because you didn't caught feelings. So now you're working, you know what I mean? So now you're working with the individuals, you're compromising something that you wouldn't compromise prior.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't hear that.
You don't want to hurt his feelings. You don't want to say, give me the survey. Amber, the survey. Give me my questions. Let me go ahead and circle these. Do I have to put my name on it? Remember surveys after like a whole presentation. Take this survey. You don't have to put your name on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting because nowadays it is it flipped roles. Seems like the roles have changed. I remember a guy, we were out and we were out at a club. We had a great time and I didn't think nothing of it. And he kept following a good friend of mine and he kept asking me for her. Look at me. I done went all the way back. He was tapping I'm trying to learn this Cleveland shuffle. And you were sitting there on the dance floor with me, tapping me, where your girl at? Where your girl? I said, what? And I was like, over there, I'm trying to have a good time. Anyway, I said, she over there. And then I seen her and I told her, I said, hey, I used to call him Coop Suit. It used to be a club called the Coop. Mm-hmm. And every time we would go to the Coop, he had that same suit on. So it was the same suit. So I was like, oh, Coop Suit looking for you. So she was like, it was just sex.
Wow.
His heart was broke. Now, guess what? Now we at the bar and I'm the counselor. So I'm like, I can't line dance no more. I'm like, I can't do the biker shuffle. I'm trying to pick it up because now he all in his feelings. And that wasn't a long time. That was kind of like a one night stand type gig.
One night stand. Right. And so into the black men don't cheat. Yeah, I mean, from what the things I've heard and my own personal experiences, there's a lot of black men who are very emotional, like extremely emotional. And there was a study done because, across the globe, estrogen levels in men are rising. And at this time,
and then they identify
black men have the highest levels of estrogen. So being emotional, it's making sense to me. It's making sense now.
Is that attractive to you?
No, absolutely not. Jesus, girl, don't get me started. Because I would come out here and be like, oh, she's so mean and horrible.
No, well, we know you're not. You're direct, so they better come with it.
You're talking about a sex, for me, I'm only speaking for myself.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about a sexual attraction, girl, okay, there's two things that make pussy dry up. Brokenness and being feminine. Like, ooh. Done. Over. I don't like feminine men. I don't like men operating in feminine energy. Because there's men who are all muscle bound and got deep voices and their mindset is feminine.
Now, elaborate on that.
But the way they move, their decisions, their reasoning, they sound like, you know what I'm saying? My sister and I'd be like, do you need a tampon? Like, are you on your rag? What's the problem? Bro. But you just be moody, you know what I'm saying? Being emotional, you can recognize it because we go through it. And it's like, you feeling sensitive.
Whose dog is that?
That's my dog.
Is it you got a boy dog, a male dog, or a female?
She's a female.
She co-signed.
She co-signed. She want to get in for the conversation too.
Your dog. She said, she can't take no emotional dudes.
Rosie what's the dog's name? Rosie.
Yeah.
Rosie want to get on in this conversation too. She's a female. Come on, Rosie. Tell us from the dog, from the canine perspective. What's going on?
Oh, she got worked up. You got her worked up. Hey, if you want in on this conversation, feel free. I'm reading texts too. Feel free to join in 619-902-2287. Keep the texts coming, and I'll go ahead and I'll read them.
Call. We want to hear from the men. Like, come on, man.
They probably looked at the title and was like, "This girl chat. What are they about to do?"
Right.
Man, but an emotional guy is a turnoff. Especially if you come off like you're so confident, and then you out here with low self-esteem, that's a turn off for me.
Well, I mean, I think
sorry, no, don't. There she go. She tried to sit there and sugarcoat it. Listen, that's a turn off for me.
Right. Okay. So this is. I think it's good. I like when men express their feelings, and I think everyone struggles with self-esteem. But when you have men operating in toxic feminine energy, they're operating like a toxic ass woman.
Oh, with gossiping and stuff?
Like gossiping, being catty, having little comebacks, being petty. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand that. I mean, it's horrible to me.
But what about that guy who, and I'm not referring to you guys as dogs, so let's be clear. But what about that, guy that comes off confident and then he turns out to be the lap dog?
I like lap dogs.
I can't. I need you to fix something. Get a screwdriver.
No, we talking about something different then.
No, a lap dog is someone, and like I said, I'm not calling men that because I remember. Listen, Facebook. Remember Facebook threw me in Facebook jail for that. I was just talking, about it. But what I'm saying is that guy that's just the cuddler all the time.
Yes, I like that. I'm very handsy. I like to be held. I like to hold hands. I like all that.
And then you gonna tell him he ain't good after he just sat there and y'all done watched Lifetime movies. And
I like to be cuddled. I do.
I love being the little spoon. I'm sorry. I love it.
Yeah, when me and my husband first started dating, we used to cuddle all the time, and now when we try to cuddle, sometimes it be too hot. I be like, move back. It's real.
But you gotta keep that.
You gotta keep the bedroom cold. I like to keep the bedroom at 62. So that way you gotta cuddle, stay warm.
Oh, you over there cold. I'm like 62.
It get real hot when you're cuddling.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess.
All you gotta do is turn down the temperature in the bedroom.
I remember dating a guy and he wanted to watch Lifetime. Lifetime is cool when you at home, but it was the NBA Finals. Sir, we're not watching Lifetime. We're watching the game. He didn't like that. He liked Lifetime. It was almost like he would cook perfect, shoes at the door, when I got, when I would get home or he would be over there or something, he made sure everything was there, dinner was ready, everything. But, we cool, but not during the finals. I mean, we can watch Lifetime, during the day, but.
Yeah.
Who is upset? Listen, up here was really mad that left and went home. I thought we was gonna watch a Lifetime movie and go to sleep during the finals.
That sounds like you just had conflicting interests. And
it sounded like he was the cheerleader when they had him, when the NBA had him. Yeah. That's what it sounded like.
Okay, so one of my coworkers, we had brought this conversation up, is a man in my field, in my area, it's mostly women. And there's one dude, and he's been married, he's a married man. And he told us he knew he wanted to marry his wife, on the first date. By the first week, he had already met their father, all that. And that's why I was like, men be knowing. They know, right? And so he was saying, see, that's why y'all single. Because you want a man, you got a whole list of all this stuff a man got to check off. And instead of picking a dude who check off most of your list, he got to pick off the whole list.
That's settling. That's settling. And let's be real. I had a husband. So that wasn't it. But if you like what you like, I don't want to watch Lifetime every single day. I want to go to a game.
Lifetime, period.
I don't watch it, period.
I watch it for some entertainment. But the cuddler, so you got to make sure that you are actually, I guess, evenly yoked.
Right.
Because, like, we had this conversation before. Remember, you were talking about, well, yeah, you have to do some things if they like fishing, and then you just do it just for them. And that's all good, but I don't want to be at your grandmother's house. You spend your time with your grandmother. That's nice. Your grandmother could come with us, roller skating or whatever. You know, I like excitement. I thrive off of laughter and excitement. Do you have to be fine? Do you have to be good looking? Or does a guy have to be good looking for you to date him or to find him attractive?
Attractive qualities. Like, I think, I'm one of those, I guess, like, that's not the right terminology, but, check off most of my boxes. And if there's a shortcoming, then you got to have some other strengths to make up for it. Because we all have baggage, we all have shortcomings. So I wouldn't say, like, he can't look like Quasimodo, but if he's not the most attractive person, then maybe he has a very nice body. Or maybe doesn't have the most attractive face, but he's tall, because girlfriend loves a tall man. Or maybe he's not that attractive, but he's well endowed. Ma'am, there's always something. There's always
Listen, but this phone is blowing up. Okay, wait a minute. Look, sorry, wait. The guy that is not attractive, but may have like sex appeal or something like that, something that you're like, okay, he has a great personality, even though, when you first see this person, you don't be like, oh, look at him across the room. He got a great personality. What I see laughter. If you have a great sense of humor, it's all good. Right. But you can be beauty and he can be the beast and you rocking with him. But sometimes the beast be thinking they the beauty. And I got to remind you, like, hold up.
You know what? That is personality. That's a personality thing. And that's something you don't learn off rip. You have to take some time and observe and really get to know them and really kind of dig into their person and their history and stuff and how they see themselves. And then that type of mess will come up. And that's no. Because, somebody, I'm not going to say who, somebody told me, like, yeah, don't ever date an ugly end, because they'll have you thinking, right, that they cute when you the reason why they're more attractive now.
Right. That's where I was going.
I agree. And like I said, but that's something that it's not going to be obvious up front. You know what I'm saying? You got to dig in for you like realize, oh, he think he's cute.
He think he's cute because you on his arm, and then other people start looking at him, and then they start pretty much giving him some attention. And then he like, oh, okay, then you want to talk greasy to me. Sir, where's the mirror? I'll be like, Moore's Day, Jesse, Jerome.
Walk around here looking like Magilla Gorilla and you think you cute.
Right. Okay, i.e. prime example that everybody know. Janet Jackson and Jermaine Dupri. How many of us was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
And then he cheated on her.
Hello.
Back to your point, huh?
Don't get me started. And you know what? Then she went and married a freaking Arab billionaire. Do you know how much she got out of that divorce settlement? Yeah, her marriage ended, but she came out there looking pretty, smelling pretty. Please don't ever settle for no ugly motherfucker who is beneath you, who don't make as much money as you. I'm sorry. No, look at Jim Jackson. She learned at the very end, at the tail end, but she got it together. Praise God. There are so many women, black women, who date down. And it's like, girl, you ain't got to do that. And it's a risk. It's a liability.
It is, because it puts you, some people don't like following other people. And they'll be like, oh no, especially when you hold yourself to a higher standard and they deal with somebody that like, oh man, I thought you were here, but you don't care. Deuces.
Right. You dealt with that? Nah, bro.
Yeah, I ain't following it.
You was with her? Yeah, we got a habit of that, and that's wrong, because then we feel some type of way if we find out somebody said that about us.
But you know what? No. But listen, and we got to be honest. Just like she said, you have to be honest, and wherever you hold your standards, keep them there. And then when or say you like the person and then they go into another direction, you look like, oh, I can never be that person, so we'll let it go. And then they turn around and come back to you. Bye. I'm like, do pass go. I'm pushing you along because I'm done.
Go ahead, pass go. Take that $200 going about your business.
Matter of fact, take the whole game, all the money. Take the whole game and have a good day. Because people don't realize that once you sit there and you think that you have somebody and then you're going to go ahead and leave, or you cheat and then you want to come back and be like, and this is the line. Oh, I was going through something. Oh, I wasn't thinking. I hate that I ever messed it up. Is there another chance? If you have to ask that question, absolutely not.
Right. And you know what? If they got to ask that question, either you're not
they already know
yourself well, or you're not you're a part of the problem. Because a man, if you as a woman, you should make it clear, like, listen, you cheat on me, it's over.
That's
redemption. Ain't no nothing. It's done.
That's my deal breaker. Right. Done.
And I just want to put this out there for the audience. Cheating, it's not a mistake. It's not just a choice. It's not just a series of choices. It truly is a reflection of that person's character. That is who they are. They didn't make a mistake. Right. They didn't make a poor choice. They didn't make a series of poor choices. That is a character flaw. That is part of their being.
Okay.
And no, scoot by. No. Mm-mm.
And it really is. It truly is. Mm-hmm. That's exactly who they are. And look at what you have. And we tend to make people the way we want to build a man.
Oh, Jesus.
And you sit there and you're like, oh, okay, well, he only has that going on, but I can help him with that. No, I'm going to need you to already be built.
Build a bear.
Okay, so there was
you got to put the heart in to build a bear. I ain't doing all that. That's too much work.
So there was so this went out there. It was a black woman with a black baby father who put out some kind of PSA or whatever, saying that she took her baby daddy off child support for the sake of their co-parenting relationship and to help him and not oppress him with the white man. And on top of that, she was working on starting an LLC business for him to run. And
that's a build-a-man.
And it's just like, and my issue is, it's because it's not even about the man no more. It's about the woman. Honey, you are so delusional. It's a problem. Where is your self-esteem? Where is your dignity? Why would you start a business to help
somebody else?
You a plum fool. You ought to be embarrassed. Okay. And so child support is not oppressing nobody. You know what I'm saying?
That is to support your child.
That is to support your child. And it's not just, if he pays here and there. Sneakers and a lunch every here and there is not support. Kids cost money. And if you're that child's parent, you need to be contributing to his child's transportation, food, utility bills. That's not...
Diapers are expensive nowadays.
Whatever. School supplies, not just here and there when I feel like it, when I get ready, is when I'm going to help take care of my child. That's why a lot of men are on child support, because they're inconsistent. It's not that they don't do nothing, it's that they're not consistent with it.
Exactly. One thing I can say, I give kudos to my brother, because not only did he put himself on child support, he goes above and beyond with his daughter, his oldest daughter, above and beyond. That girl, that boy shot better than the woman. Okay, his kids But that's what you are supposed to do.
That's what that's why I was like,
to do.
And that's sad.
A lot of these men don't. They think just because they pay child support, that's it. Nah, it's beyond that.
Well, listen, and not trying to diminish your brother. I'm glad he's taking care of his child, but I think everybody should, and you should want to be on it. This is what we're gonna do. Yeah, let's hold me accountable. Hold me accountable.
The point that is because going to that, a lot of these men don't. They don't spend the time that they're supposed to. They're not paying their child support. They're complaining about why I got to be on child support. Child support.
But guess
for that, and you got the plus side, the other side, where these men are saying, "I'm not paying no child support because she don't spend the money on my child."
But this ain't that show. Watch this. Right. To flip it, I'm gonna tell you. When you have the man saying that, well, don't put me on child support. A man should be saying, go ahead. Because all it is, because I plan on doing anyway. But if you want to go through here, we can. Now, this is where I have a question. When you have a guy to be like, no, don't put me on it. I don't need the government knowing what I'm doing. But I do.
Exactly.
But I do. And to me, and I'll let you speak, Amber. To me, they should want to be. And for the female that they sit there and they talk to and she's so stigmatized because she in love, he like, oh, okay, well, let's not go on there. I'm just going to give it to you. Don't go for that game. And it's not even about the men. It's the woman that chose that man. And that's your baggage. That's what I was going to say. That's your baggage. When you sit there and you got somebody that he dating you and he has children, guess what? You got a front row seat to say, I will not get pregnant by you. And I'll make sure of that because you're not doing for yours. And if this don't work out, I know that I'm going to be on my own.
Right.
So that's where we have to be held accountable as well. They be held accountable once they have the children. They can be accountable. But we need to be accountable for what we mean to ourselves. We got the golden ticket, but people just passing it out like, oh, okay. And sex is so casual now. I mean, extremely casual. Before, you couldn't even see it. You was like rated R. Oh, nope. If somebody talked about it, bleep, bleep, bleep. It wasn't even on daytime TV, but look at Shop Talk. Okay. Now it's so casual that people are like when they doing the coming out thing, they are expressing who they want to have sex with. Why did I say that? Because when you have people who like, oh, okay, I'm gay. Why do you feel the need? Why should I feel the need to say I'm heterosexual to a whole bunch of strangers? And to each his own. And follow me, people. Come on down the rabbit hole with me. My thing is, I'm just not that invested in who other people are sleeping with. Right. And that's why it has become so casual and lax that, oh, okay, well, I'm with this person, I'm with that person, I'm sleeping with that. I'm not interested. I'm interested in who you are as a person. That's my thing. Who are you? Let's talk. Let's communicate. Let's have a good time. Let's go bowling. I don't care if you sleep with animals. It ain't my business. But you do the animal rights people care. That, you know what I mean? But I just don't. I just want to have a good time, and I want people to be people and enjoy themselves. We have gotten so far out there and away from the intimacy. Hear me. The intimacy is gone because it's so callous with, okay, let's have sex, boom, 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 boom. And then there's nothing. And my thing is this. This is for me personally. I am not going to be another notch on your belt. How many females, and this is to my females because I really want to know, is just out here like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I smash and dash. And guess what? What did you get? I ain't saying go be a prostitute, homies. I ain't saying that. But I'm like, what did you get? Janet Jackson? You know what I'm saying? Winning. What did you take from that besides the STD? And hopefully they don't have them. Hopefully they played out. You know what I'm saying? Because I will say with the younger generation, they believe in protection. You all right? You dropped us. She done left the building. That's Nick, y'all. You heard all that rambling. She done left the building. But it is. But what we have to do as females, I think we have to get back into the place of what sets me aside, what makes me different, what makes me special. And you do have that where it's like, you have as a female, well, why don't he like me? I do A, B, C, and D. And what Amber said made all the sense in the world. She was actually talking about a character flaw, but let's look at the character. Maybe they don't like your character.
Or maybe they just don't like you. Sometimes it's just that simple. But I wanted to add, just to backtrack a little bit on the child support thing. It is in men's best interest to get on child support, because if a man is giving a woman money to support the child and it's not documented, that woman could go into the courthouse and say, he's never paid me a dime for this baby, and the court will charge you back to child support. So now you pay.
Not in that file.
Hey, and you know what? Some women are vicious. Some women are. It's a new day and age. Men ain't the only ones that out here will do somebody grimy and be a scammer and stuff. So men need to guard themselves as well. But yeah, it definitely is in everyone's best interest to be on child support. If y'all are not together or if you're not married, because that's the only way you get out of child support is if you're married. You can't put your spouse on child support. But and as far as like the sex and being casual and stuff, like I definitely think that you just have to be objective as a woman, and and there is, and I think. To me, that question of why he don't like me is a manifestation of low self-esteem. Because why he don't like you is irrelevant. If he's displaying he don't like you, then he don't like you. And that's like, no, it's a complete sentence. He don't like you. You don't got to matter. It don't even matter why he don't like you.
What?
Don't deal with a man that do like you.
No, and you're right.
Say he likes you.
And you're right. And if you have to ask, why don't he like you?
Yeah.
It's over. But he'll call you, for a booty call, all is well. But when you have to ask yourself, why doesn't he like me or why won't he date me? Don't worry about it. You dodged a bullet. Because whatever he likes, why hang on if he likes something else?
Yeah. Because
you're going to get cheated on or eventually, or you be waiting for that might as well ring. And I do not want to be the recipient of a might as well ring.
So I met someone, so it was at work, and the one male co-worker in our team was talking about how he met his wife and how he knew pretty much instantly. The precursor was, he said, I was at a point in my life where I was ready. So first of all, ladies, sometimes a man just ain't ready, period. And it's his life, and he's not ready, right? So make sure and if that's what you want, make sure he's in a space, in a mindset, in a time period in his life where he's ready, emotionally, financially, whatever. Mm-hmm. Right? So he said he was ready to commit. He met his wife and was like, boom, ready to go, right? And he was like, I knew, right? And I said, see, that's why you don't give men time, because they know either they're not ready because of their own stuff they got going on, or they're not rocking with you like that. It's not deep or not confident. Tell me why another girl from another team was in a room and she had just got engaged or married, I think engaged after 10 years. They have multiple kids together. And while I'm sitting there talking about, they know, don't give him no time.
You had no idea?
I was like,
oh, man, that's silly. Like, look, somebody throw her some shade so she can hide.
Listen, that's crazy. 10 years, multiple kids, and y'all just engaged.
I can't give you no souvenirs like that.
After baby number one, if we ain't married, then yeah, that's it. That's all.
Oh, somebody that look, the screen to shut Amber up. Oh, that's so funny. Especially if you done said something, you be like, oh, I done put my foot in my mouth. What the heck?
Listen, a member of the audience here, right? Don't be hanging on them. Don't be hanging on them balls. Like after so long, let them go. Be like Elsa from Frozen and let it go.
Okay. Hilarious, but it's the truth. You gotta know your value. You have to know who you are. And that whole compromise thing, that just bothers me because this is just my thoughts and not the thoughts of the members of Shop Talk with Mel or the team or the crew. I just feel like if you have to enter into a relationship with a compromise, that's not your relationship.
No, it's not.
It's not for neither one of you. There's no reason that you should have to walk in compromising. No. Once you get married, there's the compromise after you get married. And then time goes and, you both are growing and living the way you live. You know what I mean? Things that were or were not important are now important, when, as time goes on. Or the things that were important are no longer important. Vice versa. I hope I said that right. You have to go in with a smile. There's no reason y'all arguing the first month. That's why I always tell people the first 3 months is a theory. We didn't date. That's a theory. I'm just seeing where this is going. And you can have, and like Amber said, she likes the tall guy. You can have a tall guy and you can have men. And it's good because you're looking at the confidence. Mm-hmm. But when you come off like you confident and your self-esteem is shot, I am not the one for you. Because
that's the turn off.
Listen,
the turn off.
You thought your self-esteem was low, fooling with me. Cause guess I'm not engaging in that. I'm just not engaging in that. And anybody that knows me knows if you got some type of off energy, if you feel bad and down and out and sad all the time, I gotta go. I don't want no parts of you and your sad story. Y'all know how I rock.
Shut it down quick. You run. I don't want to hear it. Don't be bringing me down. I don't need that kind of negative energy.
And it's sad because even like something, and not negative as like gossiping or anything, it's a heaviness. And so that's a negative for me. I have sometimes, I'll be like, okay, well, we can talk when I have time. But listen here, you got to deposit positivity into me because you'll find yourself replacing that person. And it's you. You'll find yourself, you have your friends out there that's telling you about your relationship. They don't even know the insides. And then they sleeping with your dude.
Dude, them be the worst one.
But it happens. It happens. And then you have those who constantly want your dude. Let's keep it real. They want your dude because they want what he's doing for you. But you got to understand this, ladies. Everybody, they don't treat everybody the same. Well, they don't get me. How come I didn't get what she got? Because you're not me.
Right.
And if they really do like you, they're going to try to do everything they can to please you. Now, you want to get rid of me even as a friend. Say, woe is me too many times. I'm going to be like, woe is you. Lock. Okay? Because I can't. And you can't pour your energy into people. When the same person needed, you pour your energy in there. It's like banking. They keep withdrawing. And you done poured all that was deposited into you. The people, invested in you. And you done sat there and gave it to somebody else. Because time, Amber said it, time we cannot get back. Time is everything. Time is everything.
Right now, my time is my my time is my money. I can't get that back. Wasting it with you. Nah,
that's something. You go in everywhere you go. You like, ugh. And I'm gonna tell you this for my people that's at the job. Slow off filter. You're at a job that you are not content with. If you have to mentally prepare for your job to walk in that building, that's not the place for you. Ooh. Your time is up.
Listen, Mel, you already know I'm good for that. Deuces, that's why I said I slept lovely last night.
Wait, Nick, you quit the job already? Where'd you get your job?
Girl, you know I keep jogging because I got to replace that one.
I know you do. But wait, was that 2 weeks ago? That was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it, Amber?
It was to that point.
Nick, don't play.
I'm working myself to death. It was very physical for me, and it was to the point where I was going to end up in a hospital.
No. Yeah, no.
I had to let it go, and then the heifers, the little young heifers.
No. This ain't the show. No.
Therefore, that's why I have a.
We gonna be fine because let me tell you something. Let me say this, and I'm gonna say this to you. I gotta say what I say. No one made you quit your job. You did. No, listen. No, you was trying to blame the little heifers. But let me say this. They didn't get on your nerves. Watch this. They didn't get on your nerves, Nick.
Yes, they did.
Listen, I've been knowing Nick for years. And everybody get on her nerves. Nick is tired. And when Nick is done, honestly, I got to say this, and I commend her. Kudos. That's my girl. When she done, she done. And that's what we need to do as people. When you are in a place that you are uncomfortable at, it is not everybody else. The common denominator at those places are you. And your spirit don't agree with them. So we're not going to blame them. Let that familiar spirit come on in out the door. Let me release myself from this position so they can have their familiar spirit. So you got to know, don't you carry that, and you never put anything on anybody else, and you don't blame anybody for your decisions. I always tell you guys, make a decision. Make a decision. If you don't do nothing else for you, make a decision. And you did that, and I commend you. Because we know what's good for us. And sometimes we stay at places wasting time, and we stay there out of commitment. And as Black people, we do that. We will be so freaking committed to a company that's not committed to us. And to, since we talking girl chat, and to a relationship that's not committed to us. If they don't like you, like Amber said, they don't like you. Go where you're wanted. They say that men are, and they are, hunters. And this is just my advice. If you want to always stay in the forefront and be treated like a queen and do what you like to do and enjoy the things that you enjoy, let him hunt for you. You ain't got to give in. And then y'all can have dinner. I was having dinner with a recruiter about 12 times. He's like, "You're not joining the army." I was like, "Oh, I'm going to think about it. Let's go to dinner again." But he was hunting me because he wanted to recruit me, not even date me. I had about 5 meals at Red Lobster. He was like, "You know you ain't going." I was like, "No, but it was fun. I'll listen to what you have to say." You hunt. Let them hunt you, because guess what? That's where the effort's going to be. And some people ask their guy to marry them. Will you marry me? Blah, 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 blah. All that good stuff. You see Chrissy and what's his name? Nick, what's his name? Chrissy and Jim Jones. There you go.
And look at her mess. Right. Look what I got you. Proposing to his dusty
tail.
And
right.
Hey, got her worked up today.
Got her worked up.
It just burns me up. It burns me up when I see Black women out here just acting a plumb fool, like over a man. Just lying like a rug to get stepped on. Oh,
that's crazy, because you had this big elaborate engagement party for the whole entire world to see, and this is almost 20 years later, and y'all still ain't married.
Right.
Right.
On that subject, if I were to get remarried again, I would totally have like a backyard wedding. I think there's a lot of validity to keeping it simple and keep it pushing, because these young ladies out here get caught up on the dress and the ring and stuff when it's really about the paper. You know, if it's not legally binding, honey, you worry about the wrong thing.
You ain't lying.
Thing.
You're right.
He married to, and Jim Jones married to his mother.
Hello?
Where that social going when he get old? Where that picture going when he get old? You know, that's what burns me up is when people are in relationships, though, wifey and that's my husband. That ain't your husband. If you we ain't trying to get the government involved. But you want to get the government involved because it's so happening. You done spend all that time calling him your husband.
We don't want to get the government involved. That's a fraud.
That's a fraud. Please, and
you want the government to get into it because that means it's legally binding, and when something happens to him, you get all that cash.
Listen, my thing will be like, my thing is who you saving it for? Who are you trying to protect? Because I'm clearly not the one, but you wasted my time.
Exactly.
And it hurts me when I see to me, it's an okie doke. You falling for the okie doke when a man's talking about getting the government and the white man involved in your relationship. Like, honey, do you not read a book? Like, do you not understand how things work in society? You do want and you do need the government involved. It needs to be legally binding.
Let's go to another viewer before we leave out, because we're getting ready to close. Let's go to another viewer. Go ahead. Who gonna read it?
I'll read it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's supposed to be about the love. They forgot that part as well. So respectfully, I disagree. Marriage is not historically, all throughout human history, marriage is generally not about love. Love can come later, but the first thing is securing assets, resources, and your descendants' lineage. That's what marriage is.
Marriage is a contract. Period, point blank, in the conversation.
Binding contract.
It really is. Because you got to sign your name on that marriage license. That's your contract. So, yes, you want to marry somebody that you love, but you are still entering into a contract, a legally binding, financial-driven contract.
All right, listen, we got to get off here, but I got to ask this question because when I got married for love. Now, look, 20 years later, is it 20? Yeah, I think about almost 30, about 30 years later, my mindset is retirement, security.
Right.
And I'm not looking for looks anymore. You know why? Because I had to look for looks when I was younger because, you know, you reproduce, you don't want to be popping on the monsters. So it was like, hi, yeah, you cute. We do you whoop-de-whoop. Yeah, we'll make beautiful babies. But at this age, I can't have no children no more. Not interested in that. I'm good. So I might date somebody that's not that cute. But you got to have a sense of humor because I got to laugh. If I can't laugh,
right.
And then another thing, I ain't trying to be funny. And I know I sound like I put it all on the guy. You can't be ugly and sad.
Ooh, child.
Pick a struggle. Pick
one.
Pick a struggle.
Like, you can't. All right, listen, I got to do this commercial. The Battle of the Sexes. Luncheon and Day Party. Explore monogamy in the millennium is Saturday, June 4th, 2022 from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Eastwood Event Center. That is in the Eastwood Mall. Entertainment, we got, I didn't put it on the flyer. Excuse me, but we have a live jazz pianist, Cliff Barnes. We also have the coldest DJ Dirty Dave. Games, we Battle of the Sexes. That's what it is. Games, conversations. It's a cash bar because I don't drink, so I ain't gonna buy yours. And the tickets are $35. Do you have to be married to come? No. But do you have to be in a relationship to come? No. So this is like Mingle City for the singles and a wonderful evening for the couples.
You about to make me fly home for that.
I wish you would.
Right,
so $35. For more information, contact Saeed at 619-902-2287. That's who will be answering the phone. Okay? That is the Shop Talk with Mel Studio phone number. 619-902-2287. Leave a message. Somebody's definitely going to get back with you. And this event celebrates 12 years of Shop Talk with Mel, and it's a fundraiser. Every year we give away a scholarship for a young lady that is going to college. Senior. And guess what? You don't have to answer a question. You don't have to write a dissertation because I'm not reading it. I got enough degrees. I'm done. Okay? All you have to do is enter in. But that's where the proceeds will go. The Battle of the Sexes Luncheon and Day Party. Saturday, June 4th, 2022. Tell your friends. All right, lovely people, that is my time. Let me tell you, Nick, Amber, I enjoyed y'all.
Yes.
I enjoyed y'all with the girl chat.
Yes.
We invited everybody in the living room. We invited everybody. See, this is how we kick it. We have a good time. Thank you all for joining. I truly appreciate it. All the people in the comments, you guys rock. Truly appreciate you. So here we go. Find you, embrace you, most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people, Shop Talk on your favorite podcast and social media network.